And we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome into another episode of Morning Ritual, our TTRPG talk show, where, you know, we chat stuff, things. That's probably the
Mhm.
smoothest that I've ever done that intro.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
Thank
hey, you
you.
know what? You do you.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm one of your hosts, Anita. My pronouns are she, they. And down here,
Oh, that's my turn. Hey,
Did you look down?
yes, I did.
Like down
I
where?
was listen. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was signed into Twitch so I can like see what's going on in chat, but I forgot that I'm on my work Twitch account. So if y'all saw Pokemon Go in here for a second, no, you didn't.
No, we didn't.
Good
Not see
morning.
it.
I'm your other host, Noir. Sound effect, cool. I know why. Oh, we gonna have a good time this one. I can
Oh
feel
yeah.
it. I go by He. Happy Black History Month. It's still. I gotta confess. This Black History Month has been kind of weak. Like I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like it feels dry. I don't know what's going on, but like we'll talk about that later. We got a special guest today. Let's introduce yourself.
Yeah, it's hands. Yeah, my name is Lexi. Otherwise, I was BlackGirlMage. And you know what? I use she, they pronouns, and I do agree. This feels like Diet Dr. Black History Month. It doesn't. It's not hitting. It's really not.
Listen,
I
I've
feel like I
only
haven't been
seen.
respected. I feel like I haven't been given a gold coin. Like, where's my? I need my treasure. I need my respect.
I haven't whipped one white person.
no, that was last week.
I'm supposed to do it a couple times a day. I just see somebody I feel is racist and just wah.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, my hitting stick absolutely unused this month. What's going on? What's going on?
I haven't been lifted by one white person. I've had to walk.
My palanquin is. I haven't used it all. I've had to Uber everywhere.
My credit hasn't gone up. What is happening?
They had the nerves to give me a ticket actually a week ago, and
Oh
when they
my
pulled me
God.
over, I keep making these jokes like in Black History Month, like no matter what, I just say like, "Are you sure in Black History Month?" And I almost said that as like the guy walked up to try to give me the ticket. It's just like in Black History Month, you're really about to do this? Like you can excuse that my registration was 6 months till it expired. Give me a 7th month.
My ancestors are watching you treat me like that. We fought too hard and too long for you to hold me accountable for my registration.
This is no longer you cannot do this to me. I need you to walk away. Turn around and walk away. Write down my license plate, and if I don't have this fixed in 2 weeks, you can hunt me down.
I don't know. It feels like nobody cares that it's Black History.
I agree. I feel like I don't know, like I want to see some Black History Month games. I want to see some. I know Utopia is doing stuff, but like I haven't seen any games. I feel like I haven't seen any like I've just seen brands change their logos. And I'm like,
I haven't even seen like I'm looking for the worst Black History Month commercial. It's one of my favorite things.
oh, I'm
Like
so.
a while ago, Folgers had.
Oh,
I don't know if it was last year, but some year I remember they did the best part of waking up commercial was Folgers in your cup, but with like African shows. Fail, I lost it. I was like.
they were like, you know what? We'll get to the Black community. We will cut through. We will be seen.
Hit up old boy from the Black Panther commercial. Black Panther movie. I got an idea.
Yeah, I feel like last year, even like Twitch like sent me stuff for Black History Month. Like At
Yeah,
least
I
I got
know.
some socks. I got a hoodie that says like hashtag Black on Twitch or like something like that. Like that's. I was like, I get a little cute little gift package. I haven't gotten anything this month.
See, I'm not on that level yet, and that's how I know something's off because I haven't looked at my timeline and gotten jealous yet.
Yeah, for sure. Word. I feel like oh gosh, I want to see the celebration.
I think I've only seen like one dedicated Black History stream this month, and I was just like, me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, but anyway, we're not just here to rag on this year's Black History Month. We're here to talk about you.
This is enough for me.
I know. Ain't this a great way to wake up just talking shit?
Yes.
So let's talk about your history a little bit. So how did you get into like you are? I've seen you in the tabletop space, but I feel like you have a bigger presence in the magic sphere. Would you say that that's about accurate?
I would say so. I think it's like, it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's even in the slightest. But what's weird is like it's hard for me to quantify because a lot of D&D people are magic people. A lot of magic people are D&D people. So like every time I've had like a really big kind of D&D thing happen, I have magic people reaching out to me to do stuff. So then I do stuff with magic, and then when I do a big thing for magic, then the people that play magic that are in D&D are like, hey, I saw your thing. I would love to like, do you want to be, you know? And I'm like, I don't know how big anything is, you know? I don't know my sphere of influence.
Well, let me tell you from the outside looking in, it's pretty freaking impressive. Like,
Thank you.
It's really impressive. It couldn't happen to a better person. Like,
that's so sweet.
No, it's sweet, but more than that, it's honest. Because like I hate seeing bad people win. I'm petty that way.
Truly, no, truly, because that's my fatal flaw is that I am looking at people that are more famous than I am and being like, seems a little capitalist. I don't know if you deserve that role. Here's my other friend who could do exactly what you do, but better. I'm gonna donate all my energy and time. Yeah. Like, truly, my fatal flaw. I don't know.
Well, I think that's a real shit though. I appreciate.
Yeah, but I think that like the problem is that I feel like right now we're in a golden age of tabletop, in a golden age of like magic, in a golden age like Disney's about to drop Lorcana. Like this is the first time I will ever see a card game like be created at the scale of like Magic the Gathering. But we're in a golden age because Disney apparently jumped in on it. And I still feel like we're split into two generations of like tabletop and magic people specifically. Yeah. And it's specifically on the tabletop side. I feel like I am seeing all of my friends make stuff and championing all of my friends make stuff. And I'm just like looking up at the older generation being like, I just don't know what I'm going to do to get there. But I'm like perfectly happy to be like, a lot of my friends are just making bomb things like this. Like, this is phenomenal. And this is something that I would be like, why? Like, Disney. Disney. Buy Morning Ritual Disney.
Listen, I will sell out so fast for the Disney bucks.
Listen, if I had that Disney money, you would never see me again.
You would never. Morning Ritual? Who? Morning Ritual who? You would turn on the camera and walk away. But it's phenomenal. And all I want is like other people. Yeah. Like I want us to get our flowers because I see how hard we all work to get where we want. And it's not just like, it's not easy. Like, ooh.
See, I'm rocking with your vibe right now. So I've got to ask a question that might make us fight.
Please, let's go.
All right.
Come on.
What are your magic colors?
Oh gosh. I think I've thought about this.
I'll give you mine.
Yeah.
Blue, black, and white. That's
okay. Let's go. Azorius? Is that Azorius? Or no?
I think so.
Azorius
no, Azorian is black,
it's white, blue.
I think it's black, white, and blue.
Yeah. So you're black, white, blue, right?
Yeah, black, white, blue.
Oh, you're phenomenal. I actually really like that vibe because I think that I'm either black, red, blue, or
Ooh,
I'm black, white, green. And there's like no in
Ooh.
between.
Black,
Like
white, green's a good combo.
that is a mean combo.
it's really mean. It's really mean. When I say like so like my favorite commanders are one that's black, white, green that like the goal is to put your stuff on the battlefield and get rid of it as fast as possible, because when you play your commander it pulls out every single like flying, death touch, like all of that stuff from the graveyard. You could spread it out on your board however
Yes.
you want.
Give me the
Like
graveyard dredge.
exactly, give me that. And then
Disgusting.
black, red, blue, I have Lord Xander, who is, have you read Lord Xander?
He's broken as shit is what he is.
He's like, hold up. I'm sorry, I have to read this to you. He's a broken card. He costs like 7 mana. Yeah, 4 red and black, blue. And then when he enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half the cards of their hand rounded down. When he attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded down. When he dies, target opponent sacrifices half their non-land permanents they control rounded down. That's it. That's it. Just a simple don't touch me.
That is a very thorough go fuck yourself.
Yes.
You give him double striking, that's the whole game.
He's nuts. He's like a 6/6 so I just put you on a clock. That's it.
And it doesn't say attack has to be successful. He just has to attack.
He just said the second that I declare attackers and he is one of them, you're done.
See, I love milling. Milling is my favorite thing.
Me too.
Like,
I do like milling.
The second I got a glimpse of the unthinkable, I was like, well, I don't want friends anymore.
It's wild. I didn't realize my brother played Magic. Like, he didn't tell me, and I thought it was because, like, I was like, oh, have I made it, like, you can't talk to me about Magic? Like, what's going on? I tried to figure out, like, why hadn't he told me? And the truth was, he was barely playing Magic. Like, he was barely playing Commander. Like, they had written their own rules for how to play. And so he was like, it's not really Commander. I was like, bro, what are you talking about?
Man, I'm old. So like I've been playing Magic for a very long time. And then I stopped. And then I came back and Commander was the wave. And I'm like, this is like two-headed dragon. What this shit is?
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Oh my gosh. It's super. I love it so much. I truly think like that's why the spheres of like D&D and Magic kind of slam dunk together is just the alley-oop. Let's keep it Space Jam, you know? The alley-oop. Because they're like, it's not even that they're owned by the same company, but the concepts are so the same. Like the way we just talked about that and completely got vibes, I could build a character off that. Like I could easily build a character off of that. Whereas like, I don't know.
I've
like,
seen friendships start just because two people built the same deck.
Yes.
Like, oh shit, you also built? Let's be annoying together.
2 Lord Xanders at one table.
Oh god.
I would concede, and I would be one of the Xanders. I'm mean, but I'm not that mean.
I just built the deck. I can't remember. My commander is John something. Basically, at the end of my turn, I give an opponent one of my creatures.
Yeah.
They can't sacrifice it, and it gets stronger or something.
Oh, crap. I think, what color is it?
It's black, I believe.
Jonathan Harker? No. John Irenicus, Shattered.
That's the one.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's my Santa deck. That's my here. You have this.
There's a red-black deck too that does that, where it's like you pass the commander around actually, and at any point in time, someone can pay 1 mana and ping whoever owns the commander for like 1. It could be anyone at any speed. It's just like that's annoying.
In chat.
Yeah. Ooh.
What was that?
AJ gave us a stretch request in chat.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
AJ, you don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. Oh.
Real dad.
He's
But
younger than
I
you.
feel
How
like
is that even possible?
I feel like magic brings out the worst in people.
Oh, for sure. Like, I've played with worse Magic players than I have D&D players, but that's because I know how to guard my space when it comes to D&D. With Magic, it feels like you have to play with strangers. Like,
Yeah.
like a lot of it is strangers and like trusting them to take care of you at a table. And D&D, I think like, oh my gosh, I have a story. So my first venture into the Magic world on like a higher level was with this like shitty show with a director that absolutely terrible. And like it was overall a really bad experience. But something that I realized, I had been trained from D&D to create parasocial relationships with the people I have to work with, because you're playing a game for like 3 hours on a Tuesday night to raise money for a charity. And it's like, you have to be okay with other people, because you have to, like, you just have to trust them. It's very improv rules. Like, you have to trust them. You have to be okay. Like, we're all trying to uplift the team. What I didn't realize is that Magic is completely different, because these nerds, like, they will lie to you. Like, not even just lie to you, but like, they're literally different people online. So I pulled up in person. I made so many friends from the experience, but also I had brought my partner with me to this experience. Like, I flew all the way to LA. I was so excited. And when she got there, she like pulled me to the side after like 15 minutes. She was like, "Do you know these people?" We're like acting like we know each other. I really like, this is the first time I've spoken to anyone like out loud. And she was like, "Why are we here?" It's like, I don't know how to tell you. D&D taught me wrong. Ugh.
See, I feel like the D&D community or the D&D space is built on this foundation of like, hey, we're all gonna like try and be friends. We're all in this together.
Yep.
It's like one big High School Musical episode.
Yes.
But the Magic community is Highlander, where it's all sight immediately.
Yeah.
Like, if you got a deck, I'm coming to beat the brakes off.
What doesn't help is that you can't like win D&D, you know? Like,
Right.
the goal is not to win D&D, but there are some people out here who play Magic that they don't tell you till you're 1 point away from their life total, like taking them out, that they have anger issues when they lose. Like, they will not tell you, and then you find and you're like, what? Oh, so now you're gonna tell me that you have an issue here? Like,
but the problem, like, I feel like this is something that might be uniquely Magic, because the ways that you can lose in Magic, like, of course, like there's the I send my creatures after you, you send your creatures after me, bang, 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 one of us falls. But there are people that are like, I lock your ankles, I lock your wrists, I lock your fingers, you can't do nothing, and you finna sit there while I build this monstrosity.
They literally, oh my gosh. There's one card I have that's like a literal, like my only fuck you card in one of my decks, and it's called Platinum Angel. It's 7 mana,
God.
and you cannot lose the game while it's on the phone. Like, it literally
you
says
can't
you cannot lose the game.
They can't win.
No, they cannot win. And it's like, have I played it? Only once, because someone was making me so angry. They had a board wipe and they had nothing else to do. And I was like, here, I have the mana. Why don't I just do this since you're being an asshole? Like, I'm going to ruin this game for you. This is not going to go your way. Like, absolutely not. It was, and like, what stinks is like, Magic just prints those cards. Magic's just like, yeah, we'll turn your creature, whatever creature you have, lose all of their abilities, and they become a 1/1 insect. Like, sure.
There is a card called Mind Slaver. I remember this card started so many fights in high school. Where it's an artifact that says, I get to take your turn for you.
Yes. No, that's legitimately, like, there's a card that says, like, you choose how the person blocks and how they, like, when you go to attack, you choose how they block. So, like, literally, I just play that card and I'm like, you don't block. I don't know what to tell you, Bessie. You don't block. And like, you can be so specifically evil, and there's no like, Thanks for playing the game, stranger. I hope you had a good rest of your day. Like, you just ruined their entire day.
It's like,
And the thing is, they spent so much money on the deck. So it's like they spent all this money to build a weapon that you're just dismantling in front of them.
I'm sorry, I shattered your blade.
If D&D is made for parasocial friendships, magic is made for parasocial enemies.
Yes. Immediately. That's why they give you life totals. Otherwise, they're like, okay, you're gonna take your enemy down from 20 or 40 life to 0. Good luck.
Oh my god.
I just realized that there was something that we forgot to do before our pre-show started. We have Google Meets for captions, and I need to get that set up real quick.
Hey, let's do it. Our captions are showing up. What's up with that? It might not be
I just don't have you in the meet, so I just put it in the Zoom chat if you want to hop in. And then mute the tab.
Let's go, accessibility.
Fuck it, we're doing it live, friends.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just going over in my mind some of the magic defeats that I've had. There's my friend Chris, Omnis X online everywhere, ran soldiers devoutly all through our high school career. And he had this card called Whisper Cloak Savior. Gus Cloak Savior. Where basically whenever he would attack, he could withdraw the attack. So my creatures are still blocking, but they're not blocking anything. He would troll me so hard with that I think I stopped talking to him for like 3 months.
Oh my gosh. That it makes sense though. Like, why? I don't know. I feel like that there's one. I'm trying to think of this one card. There's like one. When I think about it, I'll the second that I figure out what this card is, because my friend played it and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's the no. He started a loop. It's the one card that's like, whenever you do this, make a food. Whenever you do this, make a clue. Whenever you do this, make it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? And then he like presented a loop, and I was like, I really don't know what you wanted here. But I hope that you got what you came here for. Like, I'm so sorry. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. I was one of those cheap ass combo players for the longest. I
love combos, but
some of them, some of them are broken. Like, there's Painter Servant basically says, name a color. Every card is also that color, right? So I would be an asshole and I'd be like, Blurple. The color is Blurple. And then I just Grindstone. Grindstone says, target opponent mills the top 2 cards from the deck. If they share a color, mill 2 more. Painter Servant makes everything Blurple in addition to what it's already. So you just flipped it deck. It's broken. It's not fun. It's a dick move.
It's terrible.
I did it all throughout high school.
There's one card I do really like that I need to figure out what the name of it is, but I have it in one of my decks and I use it as a big ol' FU to anyone. If people start getting, I won't play it if I feel like the game is going normally, but if I start feeling like people are getting on my nerves, I will specifically go tutor for this card. And the card reads, when a player other than you taps their mana, or their lands, they have to tap all their lands. And when a player moves to attack, they have to tap all of their creatures. Like, they have to swing with all of their creatures. And it just doesn't untap until their next turn. So it's like, it's mean because I'm like, y'all are being mean to me. So here I come to be an asshole. It's just like, you tapped your 1 green mana for like, oh, you just wanted to play a stupid little cultivate. Now all your mana's gone for the rest of the turn. And like, you have all your soldiers. I guess you have to swing them out at me. But also, by that point in time, I usually have dragons. I usually have fairies. Like, I have a lot of stuff. It's just, God.
Fairies. Oh, those are so broken.
Yes. I can't wait for them to go back to Eldraine. We were supposed to be talking about tabletop stuff. This is so funny. This is exactly how this happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, in all fairness, I guess Magic kind of counts as tabletop.
Yeah, I would say it does.
But But yeah, so how did you end up getting into Magic?
So I had a friend a while ago, and she actually showed me D&D in another capacity. Like I had already played a game of D&D and had an experience with it. But she ran a game for me, and then she asked me, "Do you want to come over and play Magic?" And honestly, I was like, "Hell yeah." Like I don't know what it is, but sure. I watched a bunch of videos on how to play before I got there. And then when I got there, she had me play like monochromatic decks, so just all green versus all red, and then we would flip. And she kind of like pulled the arena tutorial on me of like, this is what green is about, this is what red is about, here's what blue is about, whatever. And we just started playing, and then like I immediately signed up for like a pre-release, which was not the move. And then she went off to college, and I was like, okay. And they basically like gave me a bunch of their cards, and I was like,
Oh,
whoa. And this was I came in during Eldraine, so I have a bunch of Eldraine cards. They're not like valuable or anything, but like just a bunch of like fairy, ogre, like a bunch of cards in that genre. And I stopped playing because I didn't really know how to continue playing.
mm-hmm.
But then I started playing Arena later on, and here I am now.
So I seeing that you're on more of the Magic side of things, I have to ask, in these last couple of weeks, there's been like heavy turmoil with Wizards of the Coast with their whole Dungeons and Dragons side of things.
Yes.
How have they been behaving on the Magic side of the world?
So still messed up, but better, I would say. Like, I think even outside of the OGL, they are two different branches of WotC, which is really, really weird. It feels like I have glasses with like two different shades, and like 3D glasses. Like one I'm seeing like on the Magic side, it's not that they're being mean, but they like less. I think on the D&D side, they value their creators a lot more, and like more like smaller creators. Like they'll send out promo packages when new D&D things drop, or you have a better chance of like getting a PR package if you're kind of on the smaller side. Whereas with Magic, it's like they've picked their favorites and they keep going with their favorites. It's not bad, but I think that it's like it's way harder, I think, to get in WotC's good graces. But at the same time, they're not doing anything like they have a very strict schedule of when they release cards, what they write on the cards, all that kind of stuff. It's mainly just like quality stuff that people are angry about when it comes to the Magic side of WotC. Whereas I think when Tasha's came out, was it Tasha's? It was either Tasha, I think it was Candlekeep. When Candlekeep came out, everyone's like, oh, like the book is super weak. Like I feel like the book isn't. I feel like there was complaints when the first shipment of books went out where everyone's like, oh, the book's falling apart and like the spine is really bad, and a bunch of people came out and said like, yeah, the quality of these books are not good, and then they reprinted it. But like
it's also like the first run of 5th edition books as well.
Yes, it's like like that kind of stuff happens all the time in the Magic side, because like if you order really rare cards from Wizards, you get them and they're curled. Like they're curled really badly because they don't put any like humidifying packs in their stuff to make sure your cards are good. And the quality of the cards they use when they foil them, they just naturally, like the second they reach any humidity, they curl up. It's so bad.
I didn't even know you could buy cards specifically from Wizards.
So it's what they call secret layers. It's like really like when they do like the Transformers drop, they had Transformers cards that were in all of the, in the packs you could pull, but also they make like secret layers where it's like, or Walking Dead is a better one. They make like 5 cards specifically, like 5 to 7 cards that are specifically themed after a certain like idea, a show, or even just like having a special artist draw it or something. Yeah, I have one of their secret lairs. It's like a pride pack, and it's really, really cool.
Is that the one that has like the
The
bear?
bears.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so good. It's so good. Oh, but like that kind of stuff, like people more so are yelling, like people are so excited to see the representation, more so yelling about the quality. Um,
Mm.
Mhm.
and like more recently, people have been yelling about Magic 30, and specifically, like you can tell that Wizards didn't exactly care about the creators because they gave creators a bunch of like day passes. They were like, here's a creator pass. And they had to go through like a month-long process with that where they didn't hear anything until
Oh, and
like
they
a
don't get
month
access to the
before.
commander
They
zone,
don't
right?
get access to command zone. And that's like the apparently the only place you can play Magic, air quotes around that, because that's not obviously that's not true, but like people will find hotel floors to play. That's not going to stop anyone, but like that is supposed to be like you go to Magic 30 to play with your favorite creators like in the command zone, and that should have just been included. And they didn't tell any of the creators either. Like they didn't tell the creators what their pass.
So they're going thinking that they're gonna be able to play Magic with like their fans and stuff and make
Yes.
it. Okay, what does one do at a Magic 30 other than play Magic?
They have a lot of like you can get cards, like if you're missing cards or if you're looking for a really rare card, they have tons of vendors there that are there to sell specifically cards. So like super rare cards, they'll have artists there that like artists of cards specifically selling their art in like bigger posters. So if you
Okay.
really like Lightning Bolt and you like this like one specific version of the art, then you could track down the artist and see if they're going to Magic 30. And if they are, they might be selling like a bunch of copies of their Lightning Bolt art or like all the other cards they did. Um, yeah, they
Okay,
usually have
that is kind of
tournaments
cool.
too. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then they just have like certain areas will have tables set up so you can play, but the command zone is specifically like an area where like it's just a bunch of rows of tables and creators are walking around just being like, "Hey, do you need someone for a like do you need someone to hop in or whatever?" It's like it's super fun. They also have like convention level lectures too about like the history of magic or like this next set or whatever. It's kind of fun, but for the most part you just go and you watch the cosplayers do their thing because the cosplayers put so much time and effort into looking like your favorite planeswalkers. And you spend way too much money on merch and you play magic.
I just I remember the first time I saw somebody cosplay a Magic card. It was Phage the Untouchable, and bro, I almost died.
Jeez.
Like, oh my god.
All right,
I think
everybody.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Favorite Magic card based not on mechanics, just vibes.
Elish Norn.
Mm,
Scary, scary lady. I love her so much.
just based on vibes?
Yeah.
Vibes.
Pygmy Hippo is baby.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Just vibes, not mechanics.
Complete vibes.
Oh, this is rough.
Or
This is-
Oko.
This is all right. If I gotta go just on vibes, I'm going Teferi. That's my guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like I fell in love with Teferi because he was like the first like black dude
Yeah.
I saw on Magic. I was like,
Yup.
oh, and time control? Let's get it then.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Also the way he like factors in as a result of the Brothers' War is kind of interesting too.
See,
The lore and stuff doesn't make sense, but I had someone break down Brothers' War and I was like, okay, yes, I will understand one drop of magic, like one set.
like I one of the things that makes me so sad is like Wizards just focusing so much on like making Dungeons and Dragon TV shows and whatnot, and I'm like, no, Magic's where it's at. Like,
it is so cool.
oh my god, I only know some of the lore from like back in the day because I took a break, but like a Chroma, you give me you give me a show about Ixodor, Phage, and a Chroma, I'm watching it.
Like, okay, so I had this argument when Justice League came out because I was like, I'm disappointed. But I'm like a big film nerd, and one of the things I said was like, DC could never do what Marvel did. But what they could do if they wanted to save themselves is make a bunch of short films over the span of like 5 years dedicated to each character they were planning on bringing into their like DCU, and have those short films be anywhere from like 18 minutes to 30 minutes, and have it just be like different writers, different actors. It may not be the same actor that they cast in 5 years or whatever. Perfectly okay. But the power of short film, I really don't think a lot of people understand that. And I think doing a bunch of short films based around like magic characters and little spotlights surrounding their story would
like
be
the Love and
so
Robot
cool.
show, but all magic themed.
Yes. It would be so cool. Like way too cool. And especially because different people's art styles, different mediums, different interpretations of like who is good and bad in a situation, or even just like the capturing of like nobody's good. Like nobody's good here. Like that's so cool.
Oh, God.
And I think they're trying to do that with the stories that they post every set, like on their website. But I just need a visual medium, like truly.
It's starting to sound like Beyonce fans. Give us the visuals.
We need the visual album. Like truly, oh my god.
Oh, like I don't think that DC is ever going to catch up to Marvel in terms of making a cinematic universe.
Yeah, for sure.
But I truly think if they got the right people on it, magic would, like, there's so many stories to tell.
Exactly. And I think that the only problem, I think D&D fans, when something gets created, D&D fans can be a little bit more amenable to the idea of like, oh, well, every single D&D story is a different story, so like I understand if things need to be changed or whatever. Magic fans are the most hypercritical of the lore and like what's going on and like how things are changing. I don't think I've ever seen anyone say, I'm so happy with how the stories are going, because people are so angry at where the writers choose to take the stories. And it's like, it makes so much sense as to why that thing doesn't exist, because the second that someone chose the wrong set, like the biggest part about filmmaking and storytelling in general is like trying to figure out, why is the spotlight on this character right now?
Yes.
What did they do to earn this spotlight right now? And like, nobody has to earn anything, but you have to choose your scene. If you're doing it for entertainment, you're choosing your scenes and who is in that scenes and like what they want to do. You're trying to pick out the most entertaining point of it, because the spotlight doesn't just go to anyone at any point in time. And
like, it's such a big picture.
Yes. Like, if the second someone chooses the spotlight that they enjoy rather than what like some specific fan enjoys or thinks like should have a short film, it would be over. Like the fans would hate it and not be able to support it at all. And everyone outside of Magic, you would have more people coming to Magic from the outside because they thought it was super cool. And then when they actually got in on it, the people from inside Magic would be so displeased with the idea of WotC doing anything without consulting them first.
How dare they touch our things that they own?
Yeah.
I just think like, I think Nicol Bolas would be like Vader level bad guy just in cinematic history if they did him right.
Any of the dragons. Dragons.
They are like, bro, like they are, but Nicol Bolas, especially to me, is just, he's that sinister that's likable, like, which is the worst thing.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's like my biggest thing. I really like the Strixhaven dragons, and like, if you look up Shadrick Silverquill, that ain't no tiny little dragon. He has a jawbone. He's got features. Okay, I am obsessed with the founder dragons. Like, part of like season 1 of Strix U, like we're filming season 1 right now, and one of the main things is like focusing on the founder dragons, just because I think they're so freaking phenomenal. And like, how does something so grand come into existence? You know, like you came into existence, you're so wild that you like built a school, you built a college where hundreds of thousands of students go, and then you just disappear. Like, you just don't talk to anyone. You don't show up for anything. Like, you're just vibing. You showed up, you were majestic, and then you left.
I want more Strixhaven content. Like,
Yes.
I feel like they only dipped their toe into that concept. Like,
Yes.
we need to go all the way.
Yeah, I do think that I want them to go back to Strixhaven. I think they did that on purpose so they could go back at some point, but I don't think it'll be soon, and that's like really sad to me because I think that people were dying for Strixhaven. They wanted Strixhaven so bad. I didn't hear anyone say like, "Oh, this is like this is bad," you know, like people were just like genuinely enjoying the vibes of like choosing a school and going all in with your concept. Ugh.
I mean, we've been looking for that magic school to return to ever since a certain someone decided.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm gonna fumble the bag in the most epic way possible.
What's so funny is I had never seen that franchise ever up until 2 years ago, and that's what caused me to make Strix U, was because I was like, this bonks. I kind of hate that.
Like I look back on how hard of a fan I was, and it's just like, oh, fucking embarrassing.
No,
I should have been reading Animorphs.
Okay, it's never too late to read Animorphs. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Anita, are you an Animorphs enjoyer?
Yes. I read the books when I was a young child.
Aww.
My cousin actually got me into them. One summer vacation, she had a bunch of the books with her, and we sat in the back of like her family's truck, and we read Animorphs books at my brother's wedding, and I missed all the family photos because of Animorphs.
Yes! As you should. Listen, Animorphs is like, it's so dark and so it's epic in such a way, like a way that I cannot explain. Like,
she wrote Animorphs fan fiction, which was hilarious.
Yes. That has to be funny. Like I feel like there are also tropes in fanfic that Animorphs would. Oh god, I feel like Animorphs would have its own set of tropes because these kids can turn into animals.
Oh yeah, absolutely they do.
Yeah, it's probably.
I keep saying that I'm gonna start reading that. Start reading Animorphs. I think I gotta get on that.
You gotta.
You can find
it took me
ebook
3
versions
days
of them online now.
You can. They're free. They're free on, like, if you find the ebook version. I don't think if it's on, like, Audacity or anything, I don't think it's free, but maybe I should check that out. But I know the author wanted them to be free.
All the books are out of print is the thing, and if you actually ask K.A. Applegate, she's like, you could probably find, if you want physical copies of the books, you can probably find them on eBay, but unfortunately they're all out of print because Scholastic.
Yeah. I don't have to worry about that. I know someone that has every single Animorph book.
Whose soul are you staring into as you say that? I'm curious.
My buddy Dre, who's like absolutely not involved in my nerdy life at all.
Yeah.
But like, I remember growing up, there was just a dresser full of Animorphs books. Yep. I'm like, I know he still has those somewhere.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Animorphs was one of those book series that was actually designed specifically to take advantage of the Scholastic Book Fair model of publishing, which was make sure that for every fair, because those were usually quarterly, there was a new Animorphs book.
Yep. They're so small. Like, they're so small. They're such easy. Like, I found that they were such easy reads. And, like, not even as a kid I thought that. But, like, I'm, like, on the 4th book because I recently just have been buying the 1st, 2nd, 3rd book because I've been going through them so fast that it's, like, it's just such a good series.
Like,
and it's,
I feel like I chose
the horrors of war. There's body horror in it. Like, if you like that kind of thing. Animals, you know, the animals are pretty good.
They tell me there's a grizzled war vet who's got PTSD by the end of the.
That's basically all the characters.
I was gonna say,
except for one because they die.
No, I heard there's this girl that finds out that she just loves killing.
Oh yeah, that's Rachel. She's like
Love
yeah.
that.
cheerleader, like blonde hair, blue eyed, like
Yep.
all American sweetheart cheerleader type. And she realizes how much she fucking loves to kill. She just
Yeah.
loves murder. It feels good, and then she has to come to terms with the fact that it feels good.
Yeah. Animorphs truly, like, there are some series that like truly they respect kids with the content. They're like, I know you can handle this. KA should not have trusted me with the war, like the war. Just students who recognize, because even I thought it was going to be like themes that were later on in the series, because I thought it was going to be a cute little dip your toe in. First book is cute Animorph like tomfoolery, and second book we really dive into it, and they kind of get into that stuff like first book
Immediately.
Like
They watch
not
the
thinking
person that gave them their powers just die.
yes,
They watch them
and
get,
like
they
not
watch
knowing
Elfangor
what to
get torn
do.
apart.
Yeah, not knowing what to do, not knowing why it's their responsibility to take on this thing, but like they've been burdened with saving America and saving the world, and they're like, I don't know if we could just do this by ourselves, but we have this responsibility, and so we'll do that. Like, it carries them through the whole book, like that anxiety of like, I guess I gotta save America, I guess I gotta save the world.
But I can't tell anybody my secret, and I can't even tell my family because certain members of my family have been taken over by these mind-controlling dick brain slugs.
See, I recall the Scholastic School Fair
Yes.
where I had a choice to make,
Yes.
and it was I could get Animorphs
Yep.
or I could get the latest Goosebumps.
That's true. That is a hard choice to make, though, my
hard.
friend.
Yeah.
I still remember the Goosebumps book I got instead of the Animorphs book, which was like, it was the headless kid. Like,
Yeah.
the book was purple. It was dope. But I'm like, man, maybe I'd be a different man if I would have got that.
I was on both sides of the fence. I was originally a Goosebumps kid, and then, like I said, my cousin lent me like one of the books and was like, "These are really good. You need to read these books." And I just went to like the local library and I took out a couple of the books, and then I never returned the books, and I've probably still have late fees from the public library. Because I just never returned the book, and it still has the like Dewey Decimal tag upside.
Yep.
I wish I could just get rid of the Harry Potter in here. Just put Animorphs and Percy Jackson.
It would be great. Oh gosh, Percy Jackson for sure. Oh gosh, I could talk for hours about Percy Jackson. My new favorite book though, it's called, I think it's like the Last Falling Star. And it's from the Riordan like book, like I think he either started a book collective or like he started a publishing company. But essentially it's like the way he literally put it was like, it is like Percy Jackson but with Korean folklore. And the first book, I picked up the first book. I am having way too much fucking fun reading this book. The main character is very funny and very likable and so nervous, and I love her so much. But essentially it's like set up, it's kind of like set up in, I don't think it's LA, but it's like California in general. And the idea is that this young girl is the adopted daughter of these two, her parents and then her older sister. Like, she was adopted by the parents, and they are one of 5 magical families. Like, there's different magical lines, and some of them heal and some of them build, and some of that like very, very like factioned magic users. And she wants powers so bad, and she knows everything that her sister should know. Like, she's a studious type. And there was one group that got kicked out a long time ago because they did some very bad stuff, and she just finds out that she is connected to that group somehow. because her sister like tries to mess up a ritual that they do to get like she's about to get her like I'm a teenager, I'm getting my powers, and her sister's like selfless and is like, no, you need to be right here with me, you've been with me the whole time, like you need to be here. And she spends the entirety of like one night or so like traveling across the world and experiencing all of these like phenomenon and collecting these artifacts and things like that. It is so cool. It's very, very cool. I've been enjoying it.
Oh, I is this a young adult novel?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I've I've been trying to get over like I'm too old for those books. Like I gotta like the last one that I read, and I judge me as you see fit. I read the Mortal Instrument series.
Okay, yeah.
Which I really liked more than I want to admit. When I was just like, all right, that's the last one. I'm going full Stephen King adult, and it's just like I miss my fun, goofy though. Young adult.
Yeah.
Last series that I read was Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I only made it out of the second book in Hunger Games.
Everybody started dying. Nobody was safe.
Yeah,
it's not. I guess that's my genre, is talking about children and the horrors of war.
Yep.
Hey, are you okay?
No.
I got trauma.
Like, I feel like young adult books, I think people are so concerned with like reading books that will make you smarter, reading books that will make your life better. And it's like, if you read some of these books, some of the shit that the kids learn is healing. Like, it is healing to watch a kid learn, like, their nerdiness is okay. Or watching a black kid just be like, oh, like, watching a black kid go through what you went through as a child and, like, watching them get through it. Or have friends do, like, you know, friends to talk about that with. Like, it is so it's so very cool, and I think it's more healing than, not more healing, but like I think it's just as healing as if you were to pick up like a book about the Black experience written by like an academic. Like,
I do have to say there is one trope that like whenever it's like Black fantasy or Black sci-fi or something, they always have this where like after the Black character gets their powers, like for some reason the cops come.
Oh my gosh. See, I thought you were going to say they go through the hood with their powers, because I think that's really funny. I feel like
so yeah, they're going back home and it's in the hood if it's written poorly.
Yeah.
And like they get harassed by the cops and their powers manifest as a means
like,
to defend themselves. Like, and it's just every time it happens, I'm like, God.
Gosh. Yeah. Truly. I feel like that is
written by a white man.
It's true. It's true. They're like, who can this person take out real quick?
How do we show off their powers?
Yeah. It's rough. I feel like my favorite Black fantasy trope, because oddly enough, I haven't read a lot of like Black fantasy or like specifically Afro fantasy, if that makes sense. Like, I think I've read books where there have been really well-written Black characters, but none where the main character is Black, but like nothing that's like specifically like I would say Afro fantasy.
Yeah.
And I just love the trope of like parents who freaking listen to their kid. Like, there's something about that. And like recently I've been obsessed with Owl House. I've rewatched it 2 or 3, like not even 2 or 3 times, like 3 or 4 times.
To catch it, I haven't yet.
It's everything. I'm not even lying. I'm like coming up with my own like world based off of it, because I'm like, the idea, or not even that, just like I started writing a kids cartoon because I was like, okay, this world building is phenomenal. This is right in my alley of like things I want to do in life. It's take my creativity and like really show some impactful stories, and that show does it perfectly. Where like
I've seen some of the combat in that show, like they go hard.
They go hard. It turns into an anime so fast. It's so good. And I feel like in that show they do a good job with like not making the adults disrespect the kids. Like, if the kids see something, they're not immediately like, oh, well, I don't believe you. Like, you just hit your head, or you're just having a hard day or whatever. Like, the adults immediately believe the kids.
The Steven, because I know in Steven Universe, at the very least, like the Crystal Gems gaslight Steven a whole bunch.
Yep. They're like, no, it could never be. Wait,
That's not possible. Oh wait, Steven was right the whole time.
Yep, yeah. And in this show, like, it's wonderful to see, because I think that's my biggest, like, if a kid came to me and said a monster was under their bed, I wouldn't say no immediately. Yeah. Like, I would just never do that. I just wouldn't do it, because who knows if they're right? Because then if they're right, I gotta apologize to them, and I would rather them just be right so we can get it done with, you know?
You gotta fight a monster and apologize.
Yeah. Those are two beasts I'm not ready to take on yet, okay? I'm working on the one. Monsters, I can't do anything about monsters other than fight them, like, truly.
No, I hope that kid's fast, because I am. All right. All right, so I've got to get to asking you some of our standard questions.
Yes.
The first one is the biggest one, and it's the most dangerous, because you could break my heart, but it's okay.
I'm ready.
There is a war going on in the TTRPG space right now between those of us who think that dice are just dice. They're nice. You roll them, whatever. And those of us that think that they are forbidden candies that you should pop in your mouth and crunch. I am a part of the Stop the Crunch resistance. And they are crunch crew. They love to crunch their dice. Now, the thing is, you might ask yourself, why don't they just get candy dice? Well, they say, well, that's crunching and not crunching. They want to crunch.
It's also squishing. It's like not... usually, dice candy is like not actually... It's like gummy most of the time.
I don't know that I like the way that you're answering that.
Okay, here's my answer. When a die looks like this, then it's not... That's not. I mean, I would like to crunch it, but I could see why the answer is not to. But when a die looks like this, like literal gummy shark, I don't know what to tell you. I'm middling. I would have to say I'm middling. I've never crunched
them. The lizard brain that says
yes. I see anything that looks anywhere close to food, and I have to tell my urges to rest. But I think for the most part, I'm not a crunch. Yes?
Not the Zoom.
No.
So, but no. Okay, so there are other factions that I didn't mention. There's the crunch responsibly.
Be crunch responsible.
Okay.
Which is, I don't think that's possible, but these are cowards that refuse to choose a side. They just want everybody to be safe, even though they're doing something inherently unsafe. And then there's Kappa's faction, which is the Let Them Die faction.
I mean... Sometimes the only way for a lesson to be learned is for the lesson to be learned.
And then there are people that advocate for just swallowing the dice whole, swallow saviors.
Okay, interesting.
Just gulp those dice down.
Disgusting.
I think that where I'm sitting on this, I think that my faction, you can crunch the dice if you can make it through one semester of law school. So you can defend yourself and why you're allowed to crunch your dice.
The legal loophole.
the law and jaw faction.
Yes, the law and jaw. Yes,
Jaw.
yes. I'm so sick. You have to be able to, because the thing is, you want to eat the dice based off of impulse. Nobody wins with impulse, okay? You have to have the logic behind why the dice are going to be crunched, and you have to be able to defend. If you were to go to the hospital, you need to be able to defend yourself on why someone shouldn't report you to the authorities.
Lexi's legal loophole.
That's a new spell. Lexi's legal loophole. Oh.
I can't stand this war. What's it doing to us?
Splitting us apart exactly like you wanted. Don't you see?
I don't even know how to feel.
It's almost like we've formed like religions and then sub-religions.
Yes.
It's all dice. But it's
on a side of the fence, that's all. I'm flabbergasted. I've been bamboozled this morning. All right. Our next segmented question. You get to play any TTRPG you want with any 5 people that are alive right now. You get to choose what game and who's the GM. Who you pick?
Gosh. I'm picking D&D because I'm annoying. I'm picking D&D. I want oh my god.
This is the question that makes people yell at me.
I want Murph. I want Murph to be my GM. Murph from NADPod and from he's on Dimension 20 as well. Yeah. Yes. Murph has to be my GM. Oh my god. I think that's like my favorite. I think it's like how many are allowed in this game? 5?
5.
Outside of me?
Outside of you.
Okay. So Murph is my GM. Jasper William Cartwright of 3 Black Halflings. Nice. One of my favorite dudes.
I recently got to play with him. He's such a good GM.
Yes. So much fun. I think I want Emily Axford there because that's fun.
Such a good player, like
yes,
the way
very meticulous.
In her mind is just incredible.
Oh yeah. I think Liv at Live in a Day on Twitter because Liv is like one of my favorites. And then oh my gosh, my brain, this last spot.
Last one.
The last spot.
This is a stacked table though.
Yeah. Cause it's between Sailor Scout Austin and Abria. Like
it's wild choice.
It's an impossible choice. Gosh. Oh jeez.
This is the question that's torture and I love it.
It's the worst.
That's what you get for making Long Jaw.
No. Your Honor, no. I think I'm gonna go with Austin. Okay. I think we would have such a fun little game going there. I think it would be super, super fun.
That would be a good game.
God.
So good.
Like, she amazes me every single time. And like we play, I have them in my home game. And one time we were playing a home game, I think I tweeted about this recently. He rolled 5 natural 20s in a row. I've never seen it happen like that. I was like, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. And it was like, they're in this like forbidden fight club, and Austin's character is fighting because Liv is also in it. Liv's character isn't supposed to show her face around town, and so Austin's character is fighting, and their character just like kicked ass. It was, oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful time.
Yeah.
That table sounds awesome to watch.
Yes, so stacked.
Oh my god.
Austin has said before she fudges her rolls to be worse.
Except for with me. Except with me. Just rude to me. Oh.
Here is the next question.
Yes.
Because I want to make sure we get this in. If you've been in the TTRPG table long enough, you have probably had the displeasure of playing with a bad guy. That guy is a veritable black hole of fun at the table. Somebody that if they were yeeted into the sun, your enjoyment of the table will increase tenfold. So,
In Black History Month?
That wasn't me. My hands were off the stream deck.
War in Black History Month?
I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me. That's what we do to bad guys. We whip them.
There should be variable any black fantasy character using a whip in the time of Black History Month gets to automatic crit all of their attacks.
One free crit per game. They get the smite ability. Oh, I'm sorry.
Terrible. You're terrible. You're terrible. This is how it helps.
Just Strahd getting whipped off everywhere.
Strahd getting bodied by a whip that is held by a person like a black person is so.
Leave that girl alone, boy.
Vampire idiot.
Strahd is just a vampire incel. I'm
Just
sorry.
a vampire incel.
You leave that girl ain't do nothing to you.
Jeez.
But she looks like my beloved boy. I forgot what I was doing. Right.
That player. That player.
So, do you have a bad guy story?
It's so terrible. So I feel like I have it. Also, my dog is like, he said he's coming up here. He's a baby and he threw up earlier and he's trying to lick my face.
No.
Yeah, love that. So I think that I was trying to think about this because I don't think that I've had that guy.
Hey, that's a victory.
It's good. It's just mainly because I've been able to just like really create my own experience when it comes to tabletop.
Oh,
thankfully,
Create your own experience is always so good and so important.
Exactly. Like I have had people approach me to try to have me run a game for them, and I've been like, no, because they had a lot of red flags. But like, it's so funny. But like, outside of that, I don't think,
Good call, Rashadi. Have you had that guy in the world of magic?
Yes.
Instant.
Sorry. Just the definitive.
It's bad.
Yes.
So like at my old LGS, there was this like girl that I played with that every single time, like if we were playing and I wasn't doing perfect, like she would be like, "Aren't you some big streamer or something?" I was like, on what stream did I say I was good at magic? I don't know. I don't know why you're expecting perfection from me. I'm not good at this. Like that is the one promise that I can give you. I am not good at magic. I just like have fun and play cards and watch people's faces when they play their cards. Like that's fun.
I never thought about that. Like, do people headhunt you because you stream?
Yes. It's like really frustrating actually. Like I have some close friends that I play with and I only play with them, and it's kind of caused me to stop going to like Friday Night Magic and stuff like that. And
that's really fucked up. I'm sorry.
It's really messy. And it would be like with D&D, as we said, because it's like a long form story, like a lot more people are like who's about to get in my D&D game? Like nobody's getting the Zoom link. Nobody's getting the, you can't just, that's not being
posted. You can't just slide into a game. I'm the paladin now.
Yeah, exactly. Like no one's going to pull up to my Zoom and be like, "Hello, I heard that you need a 5th." It's like, no. But with Magic, sadly, one of the only ways you can play is by going out. Like if you don't have a play group, you go out with strangers every single week and hope none of them recognize you or treat you mean.
It's like the line from Clerks, "This place would be great if it weren't for all the fucking people."
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, man.
That's exactly it.
Honestly, that's kind of one of the things I'm scared of with Magic. That's why I don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
Outside of my friend group. And we
that's
just play on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, a lot of people are more scared. Not even scared, but a lot of people, influencers, like people comment about influencers who don't go out and play, and it's like they'll go out and play on pre-releases and whatever else, but like a lot of the times you are just exposing yourself to strangers, people that don't have rule zero conversations, people that aren't like they don't know how you play and don't know that you're not gonna like do certain things. And especially as people of color, we have to sit through an entire game with people that sometimes will say bullshit about like they'll say racist things or they'll say microaggressive things, and we have to sit there for the whole game and act like nothing ever happened. And it's just not tolerable.
I know that I know that back in the day, like there's quite a bit of racist at in the Magic hobby.
Yeah,
and a lot of sexist as well. So like, kudos to you. Like I don't punch somebody by now.
Yeah, it is definitely a miracle that I haven't.
Let's see. You got anything, mate?
No, I think we're actually probably getting close to time.
Yep.
Lexi. So do we
just about to wind us down?
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, that's what I was about to.
Oh, bring it on!
Giving us just sort of an out gently.
Yeah.
Why don't we all sort of go over who we are, where folks can find us? But we're definitely going to invite you back because like there's so much more we got to get into.
Listen, I'm going to be in a game with you one day. So
it's going to happen. It's going to
find a way. How you feel about Star Trek?
Listen, I'll watch it. I mean, I have no qualms. I like what it says morally about humans, but I've never like seen it.
Oh, good to know.
I'm a nerd.
I've got you in mind.
Yes.
So with the outro, I'd like to add one other thing too. We do a community spotlight. So if there's anybody in the space that has made you feel particularly comfortable, feel free to name drop them and let the people know where they can find them as well. Anita, you want to start us up on the outros?
Hell yeah. So, hi everybody. I have been Anita. I have been and I continue to be Anita. You can find me everywhere at Panita or at Critical Misses. I'm a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and all about weird person on the space. I usually say cat mom, but I don't have a little fella anymore. We're working on that.
We go get a little fella.
I also just made a little micro RPG, a little one-page deal called Like a Box of Chocolates. It's a little one-page RPG where the sole mechanic is whether or not you enjoyed a chocolate that was picked at random from a sorted box. You throw the map away, and if you like it, you succeed. If you don't, then things go wrong. That's it. You can also find me in places. Just follow me on Twitter. You'll be able to find me. My community spotlight this week is gonna go to Morshadi. Morshadi's been a real cool supporter of this channel and the show since day one. And I really like the things that I see him doing around space. Super supportive. And yeah, that's it. That's me. Noir.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as TheNoirEnigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and my personal website, TheNoirEnigma.com. That's where you can go check out all the stuff that I'm up to and pick up some merch. Please buy merch. I'm poor. I am the host of Gen Con's Table Takes and Table Takes Plays. You can find me every Monday over on Cryptic Studios Twitch channel for Star Trek Perseverance. And my shout out this week is going to go to Halfling Nikki. Nikki is one of the most hardworking and organized people within the space. Very welcoming and a super Trekkie, which is really awesome. So yeah, that's me.
And last but not least, Lexi, where can folks find you and who you want to spotlight?
Yeah, my name is Lexi, otherwise known as the BlackGirlMage. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch under the same name. Yeah, I think that Twitter is probably the best way to see what's going on. I have a card that has everything I've been in and everything I am doing.
That's smart.
It's a real smart way to go. I'm actually building it out into a website so it's easier to track. But yeah, I'm gonna be outputting some fun supplementary stuff here soon. So keep tracking me on Twitter. The person I want to shout out the most, I have two, I'm sorry. I think
Go for it.
the first person every single time, at Jess Burst of Hope on Twitter. Jess is like my favorite person, my champion, my god, and my humble teacher. I don't know, I just learned everything. I think I've learned almost everything from them, and I still have so much to learn, even now, but they have done such a great job of like making sure on my days when like the highs and lows of tabletop football, that I'm doing well and I'm taking care of myself, because just sometimes you just don't learn those lessons, and it's very important to have someone there. I think the other person is at Pie Sharp Art C as well. I've been talking to them so much, and honestly, we just the dedication they have to this space and the world, and oh my gosh, it's remarkable. I love them so much. I love both of them so much. So
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for coming by. We're gonna try and bully you to come back.
You don't need to bully me. I whenever.
Yeah.
You remember how you were joking like somebody can't just pop up in a game and be like, "I'm your paladin now." I'm gonna do that to you. I'm gonna find out. No, I'm just kidding. Last thing I wanted to mention, if I can, real quick.
No, go for it.
New episode of Dungeons and Dragons just dropped. It's the podcast I do with my sibling. This week, my sibling brought their friend Joni, and they usurped and stole the podcast. Yes. So it is the first episode of Evening Incantation, the ripoff show that they're making of this one. Check it out. We have a really profound conversation about deep fakes and consent, and I think it's worth listening to.
They made it a backdoor pilot for their spin-off show.
Oh my gosh, that is so lovely.
That's been our show, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. We're gonna go on a raid. Who do we want to go say hi to today?
Let's show some love to Sensei Suplex.
I was just about to say they're
That's
online.
what I was thinking too. Let's go say hello over there. They're playing some Dungeons and Dragons. We're gonna head on over in that direction. Thank you all again so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. It's been a lovely, lovely time. But until next time, the ritual has concluded. Bye, everybody. All right, we're clear.